Welcome back to LA Noire. We're continuing on with the homicide desk. I think I'm on this. Is it the silk stocking one? It is. It's the silk stocking murder. It's a little bit gruesome, this one too, so.
Ah, Phelps. I was just discussing with Finbar here how well you were doing. Have a seat.
Yeah, my real name. You can just forget all about it.
You boys have a new case. A poor Hispanic woman murdered near City Hall and left lying naked in an alleyway.
Another naked woman, sir?
Yes. You seem to have had quite a run of them since the Dahlia fiend first struck.
Phelps is politely trying to hint that he thinks the Mendez case is hoping.
Well, young Phelps, you win some and you lose some in police work.
You're happy with the Mueller case, sir?
Over the moon, boys! The DA couldn't be more pleased with the evidence, the witness, and the lack of an alibi. Now, get out there and catch me another sinner.
That captain is nice and stable, isn't he? Get back here. Get back here with my car. Back here. Oi.
Out of the car, it's an emergency.
Yeah, I don't want to hear the radio.
You have the address?
It's the alley off Aliso between Los Angeles and Alameda.
You're kidding. The next one will be opposite Central Station.
Count yourself lucky. Most guys are killed in land because so close to the border.
Yeah, it means they can pop in to hit the office supply of hooch whenever they need it.
You know, that ain't a bad idea. That is not a bad idea at all, Phelps.
Turn here. Whee! Boom.
Detectives, they're ready to start the show. I'll take you through.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Brothers, Pinker?
Cause of death is pretty apparent. We thought we'd best wait for you when you're ready.
Right. Examine the naked lady. The neck.
Lacerations on the neck would indicate a great deal of force. Kiss the blood, BD.
No.
Another wedding ring torn from the finger. No skin under the fingernails. The evidence in the Mueller case was solid. I'm not convinced about Mendez.
The best way to get away with murder is to pin it on somebody else. I'll bet a month's salary this is a copycat.
Strangled, battered,
Yeah, we know the MO. So does every jerk who kills his wife and girlfriend looking for a way out. I've spoken to Brown. He still believes the Dahlia perp has medical experience.
4 women, all murdered, all put on display, all with messages.
Mueller had no message. Look, Phelps, this is getting us nowhere.
True.
Anything for us to go on, Mal?
Head injuries from contact with road, bruising from a small man's shoe, further blunt force trauma to the occipital region at the base of the skull. Could have been fatal, but clear signs of strangulation would seem to rule it out.
Lipstick appears to be a similar color to the other cases. I'll see if I can nail down a brand.
Right. Stocking.
If she took a blow to the head like the others, she was probably unconscious when strangled.
Oh, and I did forget something. Okay.
Only 21 years old. But why the library card? Did he want us to find it?
Find anything interesting?
A blood trail that goes away?
May as well follow the trail.
To a blue hat.
Antonia. Oh, same as the library card.
But there. Oh, don't do that. Blue lady shoe.
Proximity to the scene, plus the bloodstains. No way is this coincidence.
Right, let's go over there.
On it goes.
Wonder if I can get in this. Nope.
We kept the area pristine for you boys. Let's check it out.
Nope, nothing like that. Aha.
House keys, strung up like bait on a hook. You think he's trying to lead us somewhere?
Probably all the way to City Hall, that brazen son of a bitch.
That's got to be a code or a cipher.
Okay. There we go.
Empty. Where is all of this meant to be taking us? Clearly wants us to find these things. He's left them for us.
There you go, Phelps. Got a new MO. Told you. Yeah.
Or he might just be getting more confident. Enameled and gold-plated. This was precious to her.
Anything else? Nope. That's a lot of blood.
Points up.
Just saying. That's a lot of blood.
from the finger and hung up here. What's the significance? Looks as though the killer was decorating with this.
And last but not least,
Son of a bitch wants her identified. Mrs. Antonia Maldonado, 712 North Hill Street, downtown.
there we go. Antonia's residence.
It was Mrs. Maldonado, right?
That's affirmative.
All right, so then there's a husband we should be looking for. Get him, we've closed the case.
Rusty's razor, of course. I don't want to question your tried and tested techniques, Detective Galloway. But doesn't the DA require sound casework before he'll close the book?
Not if he's got a confession. And, you know, there's ways of getting it.
I'm sure.
Any central unit, car 16L reports a possible jumper at 8th and Howard Church. Unit to handle code 2 identify.
It's a funny one, but no.
I think his name is Phelps.
25 cents, wow. That's when money was proper.
Wait just a moment! I'm sorry. Can I help you?
LAPD, ma'am. Detective Phelps and Galloway. Does Mrs. Maldonado live here?
Yes. I'm Mrs. Barbara LaPentia, the owner of this boarding house. Is there a problem?
I'm afraid so, ma'am. Do you mind if we come in? Is there somewhere we can discuss this?
Of course. Follow me through to the parlor.
Do people still have parlors?
Swap your feet as you come in, detectives. It's this way.
Mrs. Maldonado was found dead this morning.
Dead? Oh, no. She can't be.
I'm afraid she was murdered, ma'am. We need to take a look at her things.
I can't believe it. A person seems so alive, and then they're gone. Antonia's room is upstairs, last door on the left.
Thank you. We'll be back shortly.
Well, that is kind of what happens.
Excuse us a moment, ma'am.
Oh, thank you, Rusty. I thought we were going that way. What should I say? In bar. Last room on the left. Okay. Room has been...
That smashed window explains why the place looks tossed.
You know how I feel about windows, Phelps.
So someone broke in using this thing instead of a crowbar. Wonder where it was taken from.
I know. Right. As when previous Scotch Myers radio filed a petition to the Superior Court.
Okay, an address.
Is it?
Charm bracelet wasn't among the crime scene evidence.
Well, that's everything. Back to speak to the creepy lady.
We have some questions, ma'am, if you're up to it.
Yes, Detective. I'll do my best.
Possible suspects.
Do you have any idea who might have wanted to hurt Mrs. Maldonado?
That rat of her husband, Angel. She was serving him divorce papers.
If I killed every wife that served me papers, I'd be a mass murderer.
Are you being flippant, young man?
No, ma'am.
Truth.
What can you tell us about Angel Maldonado?
She married him when she was 17. He was cruel to her, very cruel. She was a good girl, little on the religious side, but a good girl.
I wonder if that good girl is Marie Barone's description of a good girl. Movements of victim.
What time did Antonia go out yesterday?
She left around 9.
Do you know where she went?
No, I've no idea. She was a good girl, but she didn't confide in me.
Yeah, that's going to be a doubt.
A nosy old hag like you knows everything about the people who live under her roof. Where did she go?
I think she went to a bar. She's been drinking quite a lot lately.
This bar have a name?
El Dorado Bar. It's a Latino place on North Los Angeles Street.
That's only a couple of blocks from where we found the body.
Evidence of break-in.
You've had a break-in?
No. That can't be true.
Well, the glasses are on the inside, so lie.
You're being economical with the truth, Mrs. Lepenti. What do you have to hide?
I have no idea what you are talking about.
That big-ass iron picket outside, maybe.
So Antonia lost her keys and used an iron bar to jimmy the back window?
I heard a noise in the early hours of the morning. I thought it might be a raccoon at the milk bottles. It'd be very bad for business if this news got out. I have a reputation to protect.
Breakdown of marriage.
Antonia and her husband were estranged?
Yes. She moved here after she separated from her husband 2 months ago.
But Antonia still wore a wedding ring?
She wore the wedding ring and a necklace. She always wore a religious necklace. That's about all of her jewelry.
Lie.
What about her bracelet?
I don't know anything about a bracelet.
In her wedding photo, she's displaying a charm bracelet.
That thing? She never wore it. He gave it to her. She always kept it in that wooden jewelry box.
Thanks, ma'am. You've been very helpful.
Pay a call to that husband of hers. Lock him up and throw away the key.
If he's guilty. Ooh, nice.
We can either front Angel, seeing as the finger's pointing right at him, or we can check out the El Dorado one.
Let's go to the Maldonado residence anyway.
A nosy old hag? Ah! And I thought I was coming on strong with the ex-wife's line.
Sometimes you have to be firm to get the information you need.
God damn it, ain't that...
How about we drop in on the husband instead? See if your gut is right.
I'll take a bar over a husband every day of the week.
What a surprise.
Is there anything to the divorce angle?
I've been through 3, Phelps. No big deal. After a while, you just numb yourself to the experience.
But Angel, he's a young Latino man. It would hurt his sense of who he is. He'd see himself as a failure, a woman taking control over his life.
Then she fronts him and he snaps. Works for me. That makes Angel a killer as well as a piece of shit.
There we are. Alright, one thing first. That car is a little bit on the rare side. So, get this while we're here.
And I'm here today to...
Mercury Custom. We are going to be going for that Auto Fanatic trophy at some point. Probably before I actually start doing...
It was in apartment 304.
The arson cases. I'm going to go for the Auto Fanatic and the Landmark and gold film reels. Pretty much all in one go. 4. Right. In the UK, bottom floor, that's 1. This would be 2. Well, actually, no. First floor would be...
Phelps, this could turn ugly. Forget about knocking. Let's take our boy by surprise.
Hey, what the fuck?
LAPD, motherfucker, you're under arrest.
Watch it.
This is going to end in tears.
I got nothing.
Come on.
Damn. They got some decent shots in there. Cuff these sons of bitches, Phelps.
LAPD, you two are under arrest. Call for some backup, Finbar.
Galloway, badge number 564. I need a prowl car at the apartment building 330 North Hill Street. 2 suspects need transporting to Central.
Your wife has been murdered, Angel.
Antonia? Oh, God, no!
Where were you last night, Angel?
I was here with my brother the whole night, goddammit! You think I'd kill my own wife?
Some people do.
We should get the whole place a going over, then talk to the neighbors.
Right, let's have a look. There are...
And Phelps, I don't care that you just got smacked in the head. You don't call me Finbar.
Out the way, 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 out the way. Wow. Seriously?
It hasn't given me anything to go on.
Hello?
This will take some explaining. The El Dorado must be a family favorite.
Just pick fruit.
Just picked fruit market.
Hmm.
I wonder if Angel gets all his groceries from this place.
Right.
Maybe one of the neighbors took notice of Angel's movements. He's got no alibi. He's toast.
What do you want?
LAPD. We're making some inquiries.
Make it quick. I work nights.
So you weren't home last night?
No. I was at work.
You know nothing about Mrs. Maldonado fighting with her husband?
Those two? They're always screaming the place down.
Thanks.
Nope, not that one.
No good. There's nobody here.
Sorry about that. I'm playing with my kids.
LAPD. Were you here last night?
Yeah. My wife and I are separated, and I had the kids last night. I put them to bed early and went to bed myself.
Thanks.
And the last one. I always found that funny. Not scary in the least.
Hello?
LAPD, ma'am. Did you hear a disturbance last night?
Yes. Yes, I did. Mrs. Maldonado lit out of here, and her husband ran out after her.
You saw this, Miss?
Aranda. I had the door open a crack.
Did you see Mr. Maldonado come back inside after he ran out?
No. I didn't.
Thanks. We'll be in touch.
She's a bit smooth.
You're gonna call that one a nosy old hag too, Phelps. Well executed restraint.
I'm executing restraint right now, Finbar.
That's the guy from the papers. Solved that big case.
Wow.
The hired help at the El Dorado might have seen the broad the night she died. Maybe the regulars, too. You should check it out.
Car 11K, Car 11 King, come in.
KGPL, 11 King, over.
11K, Captain Donnelly and Detective Sergeant Phyllis Brown urgently request your presence at Central. A new letter has been found.
11K, en route.
Okay, Central Police Station. Or... yeah, Central Police Station.
Another letter? I thought the letter was from a nut.
These letters, Brown and Hanson believe they are genuine. From him.
Now he sent another.
You know, I really hate this fuck. This Black Dahlia guy. You seen the body? Fucking case just gnaws away at your guts. Hollywood. Every prom queen from every fucking hick town in America turns up here. Where do they end up? Gutted on the fucking sidewalk.
The captain is waiting for you downstairs with Pinker.
The thing was...
Ah, it's the other part of the police station which we can't get into until this point.
Good looking for a policeman.
Don't keep this?
Boys, come on in. Phelps, have you met Phyllis Brown?
Pleased to meet you, sir.
This information is confidential and doesn't leave this room.
The new letter was left in the back seat of a cab. The driver thinks it was put through the window and not left by a customer.
We're checking all the spares back 24 hours regardless.
Good.
Like the previous letters, it's been assembled from headlines and typed from the Times and Examiner, then glued to an envelope.
What is the other note?
This one? That's also new. A poem, hand-typed.
Do you mind if I take a look?
Go ahead. We've been over both documents pretty carefully. They've been wiped with gasoline, so there's no chance of prints.
Yeah, because the gasoline would deteriorate the fingerprint acids and whatnot, so it just wouldn't do anything.
That's the message from the Celine Henry case.
The other square, dude.
The only reason some people get lost in thought is because it's unfamiliar territory.
By my soul, by virtue of this curse.
My soul, by virtue of this curse.
Good, both infinite as is the universe, and thou self-torturing solitude, an awful image of calm power, though now thou sittest, let the hour come when thou must appear to be that which thou art internally. After many a false and fruitless crime, scorn tracked by lagging, fall through boundless space and time.
That's why we called you in.
Do you think it's original?
Not unless he's a genius.
You like this nutjob's poem?
No, I like Shelley. It was written at least 100 years ago.
Shelley? Sure, I knew that.
See, Finnis? I told you this lad was a bright boy.
Sure, but what has it got to do with the case?
Prometheus Unbound. Prometheus was a titan, a superhuman character who defied the gods to bring fire to humanity.
The Dahlia guy believes he's Superman.
Your guess is as good as mine. One thing for sure is that he's educated. What about the link to the Henry case?
He could have got the wording from the papers. As you said, he is fiendishly clever and takes pleasure in taunting us. What's happening with the Maldonado case?
We have the husband in custody. We haven't interviewed him yet.
Well, upstairs then, lads, and see if we can break him.
Do 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 do
I didn't come to California.
I love the way he runs upstairs. It's just so funny. Interview 2.
Straight through the red light.
Improved your attitude, Angel?
What do you want me to say? I was with Antonia the night she died, but she left the apartment, and that was the last time I saw her.
Right. Last contact with the victim.
So your wife paid you a visit last night. What time was that?
Late, around midnight, maybe? She didn't stay long.
That will be a lie.
You're lying, Angel. You went after her. I think you killed her.
You're out of your mind. My brother will tell you I was at home.
But the people in the building didn't.
We have a witness who confirms that you were arguing, that your wife ran out, that you followed her and didn't come back.
I know this looks bad, but it's not true. We argued, all right, but she went out and I went out after her and she jumped in a car on the corner.
There was a car waiting for her? Can you describe the driver?
Not the driver. It was too dark. But the car, it was a brown Ford coupe.
Divorce proceedings.
You and your wife weren't getting along. She was divorcing you. Is that why you killed her?
We fought, yeah, but we weren't getting a divorce.
That's a lie.
I don't believe you, Angel. She'd been granted a decree nisi. She pushed you too far, and you lashed out.
I told you. I wouldn't accept a divorce.
Attorney's letter.
The judge had set a date. You were going to be paraded in front of the whole city for your cruelty to her, Angel.
Antonia. Oh, Jesus. She came in drunk, out of her mind. She doesn't normally drink. She was looking around in her bag. Said she wanted to serve me papers. Me, her own husband. So I slapped her down. She ran out. That's the truth.
What size shoe do you wear, Angel?
Size 8. What difference does that make?
Jewelry taken from the body.
When we found your wife, her jewelry had been removed. Was she wearing her religious medallion last night?
Sure. She always wore that.
And that's the truth.
What about the charm bracelet? Was she wearing that?
You know about that? She never wore it. She didn't like the message. She kept it locked up in that box of hers.
And bloodstained shirt found.
Your wife has been brutally murdered. So how do you explain your shirt being covered in blood?
You found that? I cut myself shaving.
Yeah. That's a We don't really have proof that he's done anything exclusively, so it's going to be doubt.
Angel, I'm not going to waste any more time on this. Give me something, or I'm going to have you charged.
My brother, Ippolito, he said some bad things about Antonia last night. So I had to sock him one. We got into it.
Keep talking.
She said she came from the El Dorado bar.
And?
It's not one of my places. We used to buy fruit at the market down the street. But the creep there was always running his eyes all over my wife.
What's the name of this fruit market?
Just picked fruit. Ord Street downtown.
One last question, Angel. Do the words kiss the blood mean anything to you?
No. Sounds sick to me.
You're not in the clear by any means, Angel. You're going back into a cell. You should think about whether you have anything else you need to share with us.
Right. El Dorado Bar.
You don't think it's strange that all these murders are happening to girls who've been out drinking?
No. A broad drinks, she gets a bit tight, she starts mouthing off. This leads to that, and she ends up in an alleyway. It's a sad story, but this town's seen it play out 1,000 times, Cole.
Why don't you want to see a connection here?
Because there are perfectly good real-life suspects for every one of these murders. We don't need to go looking for the monster under the bed.
No, not that far from Central, so it's all good. Here we go to the bar. Thin bars.
Can I get you?
LAPD, Detectives Phelps and Galloway.
Diego Aguilar. How can I help?
You worked the bar last night?
Yeah, me and a temp guy from the agency.
Did you have a woman in here last night? 21 years old, Hispanic, drinking heavily?
We have a lot of ladies like that in here. But yeah, I know who you mean. Antonia Maldonado. So what did she do?
She was murdered last night.
Oh, shit.
Do you know her well? Was she a regular?
Hell no. She was good and tight last night, complaining about her old man. It's a story you get used to working in the bar. She was so hammered last night, she left a letter on the bar. I'll show you.
Now, if you come here before you have a chat with Angel, you can get that done.
Ronnie. You want a tip? Refill my coffee next time, honey. Sam is taking me to Palm Springs for the weekend.
Divorce papers? Did you open them?
No need to. She was shouting about it and waving the letter around. Said she was going to show him.
Fair enough. Missing jewelry.
Remember what jewelry she was wearing?
She had a necklace. Some kind of religious thing, I think. The temp guy would have more of an idea. She took the beer he served her and cried into it all night.
What time did she leave?
Can't say for sure.
Where did she go? Give me something or the LAPD will start getting interested in this place.
Take it easy. She wanted a cab, okay? And my phone was out of order. The closest one I knew was at the fruit market across the street, so I suggested she try there. She seemed reluctant.
Movement to the victim.
Did Antonia say where she was going when she left?
She said she was going to serve the papers on the husband. Said that would take the smile off his face. If you ask me, she was scared. And the drink was for Dutch courage.
Truth.
Did she attract any interest?
An extremely drunk young woman? What do you think?
Yeah.
She managed to scare them off, though.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
No problem. Hey, get the guy, will you?
We'll do our best. One last question. What size shoe do you take, Mr. Aguilar?
A broad 9. I have wide feet.
Out we go.
A waitress. Can I have another spoon?
Just pick fruit market. So we're going next.
What's your read on Maldonado?
I still like him for it. Seriously, that line about the guy at the fruit market making eyes at his woman? Please. Now, we'll get to the market and the guy behind the counter will tell us he saw Angel drag his old lady off into the night. This case will be shut like all the others.
Handbag was left just up there, overlooking the market.
Could have come here from the start and saved ourselves a day's legwork.
LAPD, Detective Phelps and Galloway.
Clem Feeney, what can I do for you?
Did you happen to see a young woman last night? 21 years old, Hispanic?
Sure, she came by last night. Why do you ask?
Distinctive necklace.
She was wearing a necklace?
I didn't notice.
You weren't paying attention, Feeney?
Hey, you're getting the wrong idea.
Doubt.
Exactly how much fruit do you sell here after midnight, Clem?
Look, not much. I sell the odd bottle on the side to the after-hours crowd. Well, I don't want any trouble. I'm just trying to make a buck.
Contact with the victim.
The young lady arrived around midnight?
Yeah, something like that. Used the phone for a cab and then left.
And again, doubt.
You already knew Mrs. Maldonado, didn't you, Clem?
Sure, I met her before. She seemed like a nice lady. Her husband went apeshit one day when he caught me talking to her. She had me back until last night.
And it was with the victim.
Where did she go from here?
She wanted a cab, but I couldn't get her one. I was about to offer to drive her, but a car pulled up and she got into that.
And that's true.
Can you describe the car?
Brown Ford Coupe, I think. She seemed to know the guy.
Do you mind if we look around?
Why would you want to do that?
Because we say so.
I guess you can. Hey, don't you have to get a court order or something? I have rights.
Nope.
Clem? Shh. No wonder he stays open late at night. People have to get their vitamins. Check through this stuff before we get back out there.
Yeah. Bootles.
Just don't know how to dance the bebop.
Scalpel.
Why cut someone who was already dead?
It's a typical power thing. Once the stiff is dead, the creep usually feels they can do whatever they like. Must have seen it during the war. This fruit stall punk gets about 10 seconds to explain before I pull his fucking arms off.
Clem!
Oh, hello. That didn't go quite. How I expected it.
God damn it, get after him, Cole. I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck. Should have grabbed him when we had the chance, Phelps.
When we had the chance, we didn't know he was our guy.
Phelps, you gotta get me closer.
Strange that he'd leave a trail of blood right back to his own market.
Maybe he wanted to get caught. A lot of them do. The fruit guy's getting away, Phelps.
It's almost too perfect, isn't it?
There's no such thing as too perfect. Now who's about to get picked? Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires. Keep it on the road, goddammit! Now!
You're a sick man, Clem. You need help.
Outstanding job on this case, gentlemen. The poor woman can now rest in peace. I'll pay the fiend a personal visit myself and remind them that crime in this city does not go unpunished. When they finish with him at the receiving hospital, we'll have him up before the grand jury. I have a meeting this afternoon with the mayor, lads. I'll be sure to mention your names. Now, on your way.
I missed one clue in there, and I'm going to have to do the whole thing again. I might still get a 5-star, but I missed one clue. Now, yeah, still 5-star, but I did miss one clue, so... Yeah, what I'll do a very short little video after this, just after we get access to that back room, just to show you where everything is in there, because I know I missed one clue. So yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. Right, on to the next one. It's annoying when that happens.
Sarge, why are the guys giving it to the doggies? They're riding in trucks, numbskull, while you're marching.
They look pretty badly beat up.
Yeah, they do at that. Scuttlebutt says it's pretty hard going down south.
Yeah, we'll find out soon enough. Recon always leads. How can we fail, Skip, with the Shadow leading the show? Who the fuck is the Shadow? Lieutenant Phelps, the Shadow of Death.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's a quiet fucker, Sarge. Never hear the bastard coming.
You're sitting there, field stripping a cigarette, and suddenly he's there looking down on you.
Why do you think we keep saluting that Jap-loving son of a bitch? He's bad juju.
That's enough out of you three. Bad juju? Where were you dragged up? A swamp?